Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's killing some Nazis with me tonight?
Hey, it's historian of the Games My Mom Found network, Kerry Carusetta.
Buongiorno. I'm Zach from Absolutely the Best Podcast, Work in Progress. Grazie.
And I probably speak the third most Italian, which is none. I'm Kyle.
I love that. I don't speak Italian. Yeah, so you're third best.
Yeah. So many good lines in this movie.
Yes.
All right, and we are here to talk about a movie that I've been planning for, I want to say, about a year. I've been waiting to do this for no reason that you're hearing this on January 21st of 2026. Absolutely no reason that this is on that day to honor an asshole that's been in office. No reason at all. We are here to talk about Inglourious Basterds, directed by Quentin Tarantino, written by Quentin Tarantino, and production company, the Weinstein Company, fuck you, Universal Pictures, and came out in 2009.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
I did not realize it was that old of a movie, so I've only seen this once before, probably 2012 or something like that. I saw it randomly once, and I remember liking it, but that Mike and this Mike are two completely different people. This one is a little bit more radicalized, I think. Lack of a better way to put that, but so I connected with the movie a little bit more than I did when I was younger. So this movie is unfortunately very topical. But yeah, I haven't seen it since then. I remembered apparently nothing about this movie because I was surprised throughout the entire movie what was going to happen. I had no memory. But so yeah, that's my history. What about you, Kerry?
Yeah, so I think this is maybe my third time seeing it. I haven't watched it since probably about 2012. I think is when the last time I recall seeing it, maybe more recently, but I remembered it like I was just like, oh, and then this is about to happen. Now this is about to happen. Now this is about to happen for most of the movie. And that's kind of weird because I only remember seeing it maybe twice, but it just stuck with me, I think. There's just one thing that I forgot was going to happen, and that was about it. And that was what's her name? Shoshana dying. I forgot about her dying, the way she died. But
Me too.
The rest of it I remembered. I think in my head I got Shoshana mixed up with the German actress.
Oh right.
The Diane Kruger's character.
Yeah.
Bridget
von Hammersmark.
Yeah, because I remember Christoph Waltz choking her, but I got in my head that it was Shoshana that he choked, and then I was like, oh yeah, never mind, that's right, he chokes. Whenever Diane Kruger showed up, I was like, oh no, that's who he chokes. That's right.
Jokes are pretty good too.
Yeah.
And Zach.
So I mostly like to love Quentin Tarantino's movies. I think I saw, what's the first one? Reservoir Dogs. Not went right when it came out, but I rented it. I think I saw that before I ever saw anything else that he did.
Oh wow!
And before he had even made anything else, before he did Pulp Fiction and really became popular. Nice. So, well, I'm old, so. But so I've kind of followed his career and really like his work. And I was looking forward to this one, and I saw it in the theater pretty early on when it was released, and I wasn't disappointed. This is a great movie. It was a lot of fun to revisit. Again, like you guys, had kind of forgotten a lot of things or remembered right before it was going to happen. And I got a lot of positive things to say about this one.
Oh, good. And Kyle.
Yeah, so I would have seen this movie a couple of times. When it came out, I was a senior in high school, so I definitely was into seeing movies like this. And I remember liking it a lot then. But I think I'm like you, Mike, where I liked it a lot then for a very different reasons than I like it a lot now. Yeah, 18-year-old me versus me now I'm a little different individual.
Yeah.
A little smarter, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But fantastic film. I remembered a lot of the stuff with the Americans that that the Bastards do. Some of the other parts where it was more the German, and a lot of specifically the stuff with Shoshana leading up to her specific act, I did not remember much of, but I did have a pretty good recollection of all the Brad Pitt stuff. Because when I was 18, I thought Brad Pitt was really cool. I mean, I still think I still think he's a good actor, but
he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite actor.
Yeah,
I think it depends on the role, but he is very good in this.
Usually decent though. I feel like
usually.
Yeah. Probably my third favorite movie ever is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and he is just amazing in that.
I have never seen that.
It's the only movie he's ever won an Oscar for. Yeah.
Yep.
This is also the first movie we have done of Quentin Tarantino on this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Tarantino is my second favorite director after the Coen brothers. So I'm a big fan. But I'm not a fan of him as a person. I find him to be kind of just objectionable, just like a repellent personality, even if he wasn't also like a bad person.
That's
I don't
fair.
I
really
think
care
I think
for
he's got an interesting personality. I'm not going to argue that he's not a bad person. I'm with you on that. But I do like to listen to him talk about his movies. He's a bit of a character.
Yeah, he's very
But
passionate about it.
I can
He's
see
passionate
how
about film.
yeah, I can see
Yeah.
how he would be off-putting to other people.
Yeah, but I do like his. I think he's just a brilliant filmmaker. I love it. I love
Oh, yeah.
everything I've seen of his. True Romance, I found a little just slow,
Oh, I love
but
that
he
movie.
didn't. But he didn't really direct that, right? He wrote it.
Yeah, it was Tony Scott directed it.
Tony
yeah.
Scott directed it because the studio didn't want to bet on a untested director.
Right.
But
I mean, that's a little
that's the-
different than what you direct. I've seen,
Yeah.
I think I've seen almost all his movies besides the last. I've seen everything but the last two that he's done.
What are the last two?
Hateful Eight and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh man, yeah. So Hateful Eight, I think is my probably least favorite of his movies he's directed.
Same.
I still like it a lot, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like I said, it's probably my third favorite movie of all time. Like I love that movie.
I kind of don't like Hateful Eight. I don't know. I should rewatch it with I don't know, a fresh perspective. I don't know. I just don't. Something about it I really didn't enjoy, and I do really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I personally like this one better.
I
Yeah,
need to see.
I would
Once
agree
Upon-
with that.
I had no interest in seeing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but after like watching this, I'm like, I probably should watch that movie. So
Yeah, it's super good. I really like. I think he does really well with historical stuff.
Yeah, because
I
like
should say-
Django is fantastic too.
Yeah,
I've seen
Django's
that.
great.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's been a bit. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, I rewatched that a couple of months ago actually.
I only saw it in theaters.
I really appreciate that he took Christoph Waltz from
Mhm.
Yeah.
what is a fantastically acted role here,
Yeah,
but
And
you know,
made him-
despicable
made him a good
character.
guy.
Yeah, made him one of the heroes of Django
Yeah.
Unchained.
hmm
He's equally likable in that role as well.
yeah, and I think this is Christoph Waltz's. He got the best supporting actor for this.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, and then he got it again for Django.
It's pretty good.
I think.
He did, yeah. I'm looking at it right here.
Amazing.
Yeah,
good-
he's really
good
good.
in this role.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is of the two. Like I do like Django. I think he's so good in this. Like I think he's way better in that. I think it's just he's so good in it. He's so likable and then menacing. Like he just like goes back and forth, likable to menacing.
Yep. Like
Really
well,
well.
yeah, he's given more to work with in this for sure.
I don't remember Django Unchained at all, but he's great in this movie. But I should give us a plot summary. I don't have one written, so we'll see what comes out of my mouth. Let's go back to 1940s Germany. And we are going to be talking with two different groups of people who are all going to connect, like other Quentin Tarantino movies. We got Brad Pitt and the Americans killing some Nazis. And we got a woman who is going to burn a bunch of Nazis. And suspense and stuff happens. There's your plot summary. I'm no Ken. Sorry. I didn't
A lot
write
of
one
suspense.
down for this
Hey,
either.
That's all right. You know?
Yeah.
This movie was, it's going to sound bad, but it's not meant to be that way, is more basic than I remembered in the idea of it's really just two different plots that then connect, but there is so much stuff done in the way the scenes are filmed and everything. I was surprised with this movie. Like,
Yeah, well, he's really riffing on spaghetti westerns. Like you can tell he has a lot of that spaghetti western music in it. You know,
Yeah.
and so it is a lot of like two gangs coming together, big showdown kind of energy to it.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
so
even think
like
of
I was looking at the trivia pieces for it, and one of them was that he wanted to call the whole movie what they titled that first act, Once Upon a
Time in Nazi occupied France.
What's Upon a Time in Occupied. Yeah, which is a great title.
Yes.
It's also interesting because so he spells the name wrong, right? He spells Inglourious in a weird way and Bastards in a weird way, and he says, "Oh, I'm never going to say why." But I mean, I feel like it's because there's already a movie called Inglourious Bastards.
Right. That he
Yeah.
he took the title from basically. But isn't it just written on one of the guy's guns?
I think
on
that
it's on his
yeah.
rifle. Yeah.
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 And I
it's,
just assume that they're not the best at spelling.
Yeah. Yeah. But I figured that it had to do with like, well, there's already a movie called that. And so we don't want people to think it's a remake or whatever.
Yeah,
But the original I've never seen before, but it's another like secret sabotage plot against the Nazis movie. So, but
so this kind of is a remake then.
Yeah, it's a different. So the one from it's 1978 is also taking place the same year, 1944, and it's in Switzerland, and it's American military prisoners escape from German captivity.
Okay.
And then they go on like a plot to steal the German V2 rocket before it can be used against the Allies.
All right.
So
that's different enough.
Yeah. So, definitely different. But yeah, I've never seen it. I'm just like looking at the actors, and it's Peter Hooton I recognize, and that's the only person in it I really recognize, which he's in. If you ever saw Orca,
I may have.
It's like Jaws, but a killer whale.
Right.
That's the only movie of his I've ever seen.
Huh.
So, but I don't know if I recognize him or if I just the name stuck out to me. But anyway, I thought it was interesting that because I when you go to look it up, if you spell the title like correctly, then you get this 1978 movie instead of the 2009. So
that's kind of cool. I did not realize that.
Yeah.
And Mike can't spell anyway, so
that is a fair statement. Hey, except now I text my son back and forth on an app since he moved, and I actually do spell correctly for him because I'm like, I don't want to confuse him. Like, I actually spell correctly. But yeah, no, other than that, I don't give a shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. The lead actor in the 1978 movie has a cameo in this movie.
Oh,
that's cool.
He plays an American colonel, so I think the one that they maybe when Landa makes the deal. I'm not sure.
The guy on the phone there is Harvey Keitel.
Oh yeah, so it's not him.
Yeah.
So I think he might just be somebody in the background. But yeah, said he plays just his credit just says American Colonel.
Huh.
And then he's in Kill Bill Volume 2 also. Again in like just like a cameo. Like just kind of background character.
I want to say first, like the first scene of this movie when Landa shows up to the farmhouse and he's looking for Jews, like that scene is done so fucking well too.
Yes.
Like I remembered very little. I couldn't remember if they escaped or got killed. I had no idea what happened. I had no memory of this. But so like watching this felt like a brand new movie to me. And like I couldn't remember what happened. So like this scene is the way he builds intensity is incredible.
Yeah. He's a master at building tension in this movie.
Yes.
And that's the part I remember most, I think, from seeing it in the theater. So that first 20 minutes, it felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
It's so
it is a good scene.
It's just so intense and so like it just sucks you in so tough. You're in for the movie. And it's so like peaceful, but so like like it's just so sinister too.
Yeah.
And like it is. Especially like the first time they go, like they pan down to the shot of the Dreyfus family underneath the floorboards. And you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It takes a while for them to do that too. Like you actually don't know they're hiding for a bit before they finally reveal it to you.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow burn on that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
shit hits the fan. And then
it just
yeah. And then I think it's interesting too. Have you guys ever watched 4 Rooms?
Yes.
So Quentin Tarantino did the 4th little featurette in that.
Right.
And I feel like it's a similar thing where he spends a lot of time building up the tension and then like wraps it all up in what seems like seconds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is so quick because they finish their conversation and then the other Nazis come in and just fucking
machine gun the floor.
Go to town. There is so much there's a lot of machine gun kills in this movie. Like, I mean, there's a ton of violence in this movie in general, but the machine gun was an effectively used weapon in this film.
It fits the time and the war. So
of course.
Yeah. Well, and there's kind of there's a Quentin Tarantino's movies. They all unofficially take place in the same universe. Like Tarantino's confirmed it before. Like Brad Pitt's Aldo Raines, he's like the grandfather, Brad Pitt's character from True Romance.
Okay.
And so on, And if you watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Tex and the man, I think it's Tex that talks about it. Maybe it's not Tex, but in the Manson gang, they have the conversation in the car before the climax, and they discuss this idea of, watching violent television has created like a violent, generation in the 60s. And it's kind of like if you think about it, it's like an alternate world, right? So you have a world where a escaped slave bounty hunter murders all these, slave owners and their family, right? In Django. And then you have this movie where the World War II is ended by Adolf Hitler and his top people being burned alive in a movie theater. And then you have, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, these like graphically violent TV shows being made in the 50s and 60s, showing like graphic violence on TV that they wouldn't actually have shown back then. And then you get to the 90s and you have the just casual violence in Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. And it's kind of like the idea is that this is like an alternate world where everything is just more violent, And that's just like how fans have talked about it. But, Tarantino's just, occasionally confirms like, oh yeah, this character is the grandfather of this character. This character is the uncle of this character, that they're all taking place in the same world. But and that's just kind of fans have talked about that idea of that, if World War II ended with us like burning Hitler alive, that it would maybe then in the 50s and 60s, you'd have more glorification of violence on TV and movies. And then you'd have more violent people in the 90s and so on. But I just think it's an interesting thing to talk about. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, I was very happy with the way Hitler goes out in this movie. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Like this is wish fulfillment. This is wish fulfillment history, right? Because the fact that Hitler got to commit suicide, Hermann Goring got to commit suicide,
Himmler.
Yeah, Himmler, right? But seeing Hitler and Goring at least, and Goebbels, right, get violently murdered. The idea that we would take German officers and put carved swastikas into their foreheads instead of bringing them to the United States to start the CIA and NASA, which is what we actually did. It is wish fulfillment history. It's nice. It's good to see.
And also the amount of actors I recognized in this movie also surprised me.
Yeah, I remembered when I saw it, I remembered Mike Myers sticking out more. He actually didn't stick out at all to me this time.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
Yeah, I saw it this time and I was like, oh, you know what? He actually does a good job. Because I'm not a fan of Mike Myers in general, but
I had totally forgotten that BJ Novak was in this.
That's another one I remember sticking out. Yeah, that's another one I remember sticking out more. And I watched it this time. I was like, he's also doing a good job. He does have kind of 21st century face a little bit, but there's only so much you can do about that. But I thought he actually did a pretty good job.
I think he was very good in it, and I think the only reason he stuck out at the time was because The Office was so popular, right? And now we're further away from that. But I still feel like Mike Myers sticks out. It looks like he's doing a Saturday Night Live character.
Yes, it does.
It's really weird to me. It doesn't really detract from the movie necessarily, but it always does take me out of it a little bit at that scene.
It's a little just seeing him in a non-comedian role. I mean, he doesn't play it bad. It's just what he's known for.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, one of the daughters from the farmhouse, I know her from Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. One of the best movies of that series. And I was like, that's what I recognize her.
Yeah, that was actually the casting that to me was like, right at the beginning of the movie, I was like, this guy's daughters and wife all look like they're like the same age.
Yeah.
And way too old to be his daughters.
Weren't they all his daughters, I thought?
No, one of them was supposed to be his wife, I thought. And maybe not. And
I thought it was all his daughters.
I think they're all three his daughters because
his daughters. Okay.
Han says the line about each daughter is more
beautiful than the next. Okay. Well, all right. Well, then I guess it's fine. He just looks too young to have daughters that old, but I guess he could.
Like adults.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
This is also the 40s where you were having kids at 18 to start with.
It's true. And he ran a dairy farm. So like,
right.
You got to get work somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need workers.
I know that you're probably recognizing Leah Seydoux, right? Is she in the Mission Impossible movies?
So I don't know her name, but yes, probably.
Yeah, she's the only one of the daughters that's famous. to my knowledge.
Yeah, then it was probably her. I didn't look up
Yeah.
the name for her. I mean, she's also in this movie only for a little bit, and then she's gone.
Yeah, she's the others are in like one of them is in like Machete, which is Tarantino adjacent.
Yeah.
What did he write Machete?
I don't
Or
think so.
I don't know
thought
if he
it
had
was
any-
Robert Rodriguez.
Sure.
I know
Yeah, I think
Rodriguez
just
directed
involved.
it. Yeah, but Tarantino and Rodriguez are always doing
They
stuff
might have.
together.
I mean, he might have had some input on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that it's a spin-off of the Grindhouse that they
Yeah.
did together.
Yeah,
So I've not seen Machete.
It was
you-
all right.
I think.
And she was in Death Proof also. Okay, that makes sense.
Never seen that either.
Yeah, well, that's the Tarantino directed half of Grindhouse
Yeah.
is Death
It's-
Proof.
Could watch
Which-
that someday.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I've seen it once. I've seen it once. Never mind. I've seen it once.
Yeah, I said that I was saying that Hateful Eight's my least favorite. That's actually my least favorite. But
it's got
fine.
some
It's fine.
parts. It's got some lines in it that are good, but
I think it does a
Yeah.
good job of what it's doing. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a bad movie, and it's
Well, nailed it then.
yeah, right. It doesn't come off as a bad movie on accident. It comes off as like a purposefully bad, like a purposeful. It does exactly what it's supposed to be doing, so it's good. But it's just But no, I was gonna say Lea Seydoux though. She's in a lot of stuff. I think she's probably most famous for Blue is the Warmest Color, but she was in a couple of the James Bond movies.
Okay, maybe that's where I also recognized her too. I saw her, I was like, oh, and it made me smile. That was it.
And
What?
she's in the newest Dune also.
I fell asleep during that movie. Tells you what I think about that movie.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm a Dune head. I'm a Dune head. It's one of my favorite books. I liked the new movies. The second one less so than the first one, but still liked it.
Someday I'll watch them.
Oh yeah, I see. She's in Ghost Protocol. Yeah, that's her. I found it.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I know her from.
I do want to talk a little bit more about this opening scene because it's so good. But
Mhm.
I was thinking about it when he starts talking, Monsieur Lapidite and Christoph Waltz. I forget his character's name. When they're
Londo.
first talking, and I'm trying to figure out if. Do you really think that guy was let go and his family was allowed to
No.
live? And
No.
Absolutely
No
not.
way.
so I don't know. I'm not sure on that because Mr. Lapidite technically does not lie, I don't think, because he's like, we heard that the Dreyfuses left town or whatever. And he does say like there were 5 of them, which I guess could be considered a lie because he is making it sound like they actually did leave. But I don't know. I kind of went back and forth in my head quite a bit, but you guys are pretty much like, no.
I
They
mean,
were-
I'm
were all killed.
basing
I
it
can't see them.
off of Nazis.
No, yeah, I can't imagine
Yeah.
them letting them go. Landa in particular, but I don't think that the Nazis in general are going to let anybody go that's helped.
The Jews. I mean, it just doesn't
I guess-
fit the
I guess
party.
what I thought was that Landa, as despicable of a person that he is, I think that he has honor and is a man of his word. And he's like, if you make this easy on me and tell me where they are, I'll let you live. I think he might even say that that they would be rewarded.
They would not be
So-
harassed anymore, is what I
Right,
yeah,
right.
I mean that's possible because it like fast forwarding big time, but it kind of indicates that part of his character. Like when at the very end, right?
Exactly.
When Aldo shoots the other German and Landa's like, well, I bargained for his life. Like
Yeah. That's what makes me think it.
And so
Okay.
you like I suppose there could be something to that, but like I don't know. But like that guy was a fellow German soldier, and the La Petite family was just a bunch of dairy farmers from France that he had no.
I mean, the movie doesn't
Attachment to.
say. I mean, when you look at like Lambo's character, just his character, and we take away the fact of the Nazis being the Nazis, I mean, he does seem like a guy of his word. I mean, he already knew they were there. He didn't know for sure, but he was pretty certain.
Right.
So like, but this made his job easier.
And to go back to what Kyle said about, it was a German soldier, fellow German soldier that Linda was upset about Aldo Rain killing. He just let them like end the war by killing a bunch of Germans. I don't think that was an issue for him. I think he was just like, I think he's
that's fair.
offended that somebody did not hold up their end of the deal.
Fair.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's probably.
I still don't think he let the family live.
I don't either.
And
It's
we,
not like-
we'll never know. I'm just
Yeah,
the feeling you get from it is it just like when that scene ends is that they all were killed.
yeah.
well. And then he also lets Shoshana go? He doesn't take the shot, and I don't know if he just
Yeah,
figured
that part was
didn't
weird to
have the
me.
shot. Yeah,
Yeah, I
So-
never understood why he didn't shoot her.
maybe he just was like, I don't have the shot, and I'm not going to waste a bullet. I don't know, but I think it was. I don't know. Maybe he thought she would go and tell the horrors of what's going on and scare other
I mean,
people.
that
I
could have been
kind of I interpreted that as him wanting to hunt her down later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Could be,
possibly.
yeah.
And like
Mhm.
being because like that was
He
his
does
whole
have that
thing,
nickname.
right? Yeah, and so like that was my thing. Was I was like, he was like, I'm letting her go because like I'll tie up this loose end later. It'll be more fun for me that way.
Yeah, very possible.
Because he definitely like shows like some signs of like liking toying with his
Oh, for sure.
His
Oh, yeah.
prey.
his
Yeah,
prey.
yeah.
Yeah, prey is the right term in here. The way he acts.
hmm
Yeah.
I mean, he's also he's a very intelligent character too, and it really shows
Oh,
that in
for
this
sure,
movie.
yeah.
And other people are not
that was
smart.
that was actually
Yeah.
something I really really like that the movie does, right? So we get the introduction to Hans Landa, and he's so like calm and collected and like intelligent seeming, and then the first time you see Hitler in this film, he is absolutely unhinged, like
Yeah.
insane crazy,
That's
Mhm.
accurate though.
screaming, and it's so great. I loved that like dichotomy between the two of them,
Yeah.
like.
It's also very accurate to Hitler at this time in 44. Like he was bonkers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was losing it for sure. Wasn't he like not accepting that like certain battalions have been defeated and like trying to send dead
Yeah. By
people
this time,
into war?
yeah, by this time the Nazis were already like on the back foot in Eastern Europe. The SS had like a whole sub command whose whole job was just going around covering up the Holocaust because they figured Himmler figured, oh yeah, we're probably going to lose. And that started before this even. And yeah, by this point, then, I don't know what month this is supposed to be taking place in. He mentions the Americans on the beach. So I
Yeah.
assume this is shortly after D-Day. But I mean, trying to think of when we retook Paris. I feel like it's August.
I can tell you here in a second. I should know this too, by the way. You're August. You were right. August 25th.
Yeah, August 25th. Yeah. So I assume this is taking place in like June, July, most likely. But yeah, he would definitely be upset. And also he was on a very heavy regimen of drugs. He had nerve damage from his injury in World War One. And so he took heavy duty barbiturates, back pain medication that he was addicted to, and then amphetamines to counteract the drowsiness from it. So he was on like a really heavy drug regimen also. So between that and losing the war and already probably being mentally unhinged, I think it's it's probably very accurate, him like screaming and spitting and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. They do a good job of kind of contrasting. Landa is just this like cool, calm, collected, and he thinks he's above it all.
Mm-hmm.
It really reminds me of, I'm trying to think of the movie with Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, where Donovan thinks that he's above the Nazis, that he's just using, the Nazis, whatever, Hitler can have the war, Hitler can have the world. I'm, blah, blah, blah. I want, eternal life or whatever. And it kind of seems like Landa thinks he's above that also. But if you listen to him, he has definitely internalized the Nazi racial propaganda.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he acts like he's above it all, especially when he's talking to Aldo and he's like, he clearly sees the writing on the wall. We've lost the war. I want a deal, etc. And he kind of acts like he's above it all, but I don't really think he is. I think he's somebody who puts on a big front and has believed it himself. It's just such a good layered character.
Why his ending is so perfect too, right? Because
Yes.
when
I love where he's like, where
so
they shot the German guy, and he's like, "You'll be shot." And Brad Pitt's like, "Nah, more like chewed out. Probably. I've been chewed out before. It's not so bad."
That's great. I love that. Yeah.
yeah, he's just so
Casual.
blasé about everything. Like that's Brad Pitt's character through the whole movie, and it's great.
It is. He's so good.
He's so
actually,
good.
on the topic of Brad Pitt in this movie, I do find that he doesn't quite sell the accent, but he sells the character, and I'm good with that. Like
It is
I
a
love his character.
cartoon version of someone from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's great. It's kind of funny because hypothetically speaking, if I were a high school teacher in a state where I could not talk about Nazis in a negative way on a podcast, I may or may not have a student who has almost that exact accent who just randomly just started reciting lines from this movie the other day.
Oh wow.
And just like he just rattled off his whole like speech that he gives to the Basterds when he's recruiting them in that accent and everything. Yeah, and that's how he just speaks when he speaks. I don't know if it's an affected accent or not. So, but it's kind of funny. It's also funny because he definitely, I would wager he's a fan of, our Nazi in chief. So it's kind of funny. I'm like, I think maybe you'll watch this movie in 10 or 15 years and you'll have a different perspective on it, Hopefully there's some introspection there.
I don't understand that. I mean, that's why we're doing this movie. That's why I planned this for the 21st, because when last year happened, I was so upset with everything that went on that I was like, this is my little way of saying fuck you.
Yeah, that's all you got is little ways to say fuck you.
I'm here for it. Full support here.
Because I think people should realize, like, the Nazis were never good people. You cannot look at them and say, oh, well, they were just no, the Nazis were bad, like, period. There's nothing else there. Like, the people that try to say, oh, no, the Nazis were good. No, there is no, it doesn't work that way. Like, you don't murder people and then go, well, we didn't have a choice to throw them in the camps. Yeah, you had some choices there. You made your decisions. Like,
right.
But then this movie just felt very timely for, 2026, unfortunately, and 2025. But I don't know, with Lamb, I mean, he's such a all his scenes are great. I was surprised. I felt like Brad Pitt is not in this movie that much. I felt he was in this movie less than I remembered.
Yeah, I was reading something that's like 42% of the movie is in English.
Yeah, it's more of the movie is in foreign languages than English.
Yeah, German or French. Yeah.
Yep, saw that too. It's pretty.
Which is, I think that's really cool. Like, that they don't have the Germans speaking English to each other and so on, which I appreciate, because you can go that way, or you can go how like Hunt for Red October has them speaking Russian and then it kind of zooms in and turns to English, and it's like, all right, so just remember they're speaking Russian,
right?
We can't expect Americans to read subtitles.
Yeah, I like the fact that this movie is in so many different languages. Don't forget the 1% of it that's in Italian too.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was hilarious.
That scene is so good too.
It's really funny.
I love it. And
everything about it.
Yeah.
Especially because the last guy, Omar, when he's asking him, he's like, "Oh, good effort."
Yeah, I love it because it's as soon as Landa sees them, oh, they're caught.
Yeah.
They were caught before that because he found the shoe.
Yeah, we know that Landa speaks Italian, and of course, they're caught because of the shoe. But it's like, we know Landa speaks Italian. We know that nobody who's ever spoken Italian ever would think that Aldo is actually Italian. The minute he opens his mouth with that deep Southern American accent,
Gorlami.
Gorlami.
And he just keeps saying it. He's like,
he's just playing with them at that point. He like turns around just like cackling in laughter about her mountain climbing story.
Yeah.
I guess that goes with letting Shoshana live earlier on in the movie, right? Just toying with the prey.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was interesting about the language part is in the basement pub where everything goes wrong, when the one higher up soldier intrudes, like kind of butts in, and he identifies all the Basterds by their German accent, like where they were from. And then he's to, what's his name, Michael Fassbender's character, he's like, I can't place yours, but he had like placed one guy from being from Munich and another guy from some other place. And I wish I knew enough about the German language to tell if those guys actually did. Were they actually coached those actors? Were they actually coached to speak with that sort of accent or whatever? I mean, it's similar in any language, I would assume. But like I could tell. I'm from upstate New York, and I could tell if somebody's from Rochester. I could tell if somebody's from Niagara Falls, or if they're from or if they're from. I could sometimes guess which borough of New York City somebody is from based on their accent.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like I know that kind of thing is real, but I wish I knew if they had to have gone through that effort, right? Like, Tarantino
Yeah, well,
wouldn't let a detail like that slide.
Well, I know like Til Schweiger is German. He like is a
Right.
famous German actor. He's
Right.
like from Germany. And Michael Fassbender is German who grew up in Ireland speaking German as his first language.
Oh,
And
that's
so
interesting. So he had to do a bad German accent on purpose.
I wonder if his actual German accent has kind of a Irishness to it or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I know he's born, I think he's born in Germany, but grew up in Ireland. Is something like that.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's
that's
right.
cool.
Yeah, and then Til Schweiger is like from Germany. Still, I
Right.
think he lives in Germany. He's mostly been in German movies. And then I don't remember what the other actor was.
He didn't last too long.
I don't remember.
No.
Yeah.
Wiki
But-
Gideon Burkhardt. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about him.
yeah, Gideon Burkhardt. He says he's from Munich.
English and German, so yeah.
Yeah, but went to boarding school in England and then high school in America. So that's like really smart casting to have someone
Yeah.
born in Germany who grew up in England and America playing an American who's a German American.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because that character was William Wiki was defected
Yeah,
or
he was the one who had fled Austria before the war.
and then,
Yeah,
That
and
guy's
then
got a cool
Schweiger-
voice too.
Schweiger's
Yeah, and then
the
Schweiger's
fucking
Stiglitz.
killer.
Yeah, man, he is so badass. I love him. He dies because he can't help but like be
Kill
brutal
fucking Nazis.
because he shoots the guy in the balls, right? And then he stands up, and while people behind him are shooting at him and his friends, he pulls out his knife and just starts stabbing
Yes.
the German guy in the back of the head over and over again until he's shot in the back and killed. And it's like he may have lived if he had, dropped to the ground or something, but he had to stand up in the middle of the room stabbing a guy who he's already shot in the balls because he has like a compulsion to kill Nazis. And I'm like, I love it. I love it.
Totally. Yeah.
I also think that was one of the people who tortured him because when the guy is talking,
Oh, maybe.
he starts
Yeah, very possibly.
remembering him being whipped, but it doesn't go anywhere else. Like, you think the guy tortured him, he'd recognize his face since this guy seemed to be intelligent, but maybe he can't comprehend that, this guy would be there. I don't know, but that's what I felt like the movie was going for, and I thought he was going to look at him and go, wait, I know you. Because the guy seemed to be pretty famous, you think he would have recognized him.
Yeah, I was surprised that they sent him in for that mission because
Same.
like he was like recognized.
Yeah, he'd be kind of famous.
Like the Nazis knew him, or at least like maybe not like the everyman soldier, like the regular guys who are sitting there at the bar, but like definitely like an SS person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
would
I
have
mean,
known who he was.
even a photograph from back then is not going to be very good. Like even if they could have had a photograph to distribute amongst them. So I don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Landa recognized him instantly, but
True.
that's
Yeah.
Landa's also
He's a special case.
been shown to be.
Yeah, well, Landa's
He's a detective.
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that guy was just an SS officer, and there's no telling what his job was there, except that he says he knows all the Germans stationed in France,
All
Or
the
in Paris.
worth knowing.
all the ones worth knowing, right? It's also that's one of the just like there's this movie, aside from the plot, this movie's actually mostly pretty historically accurate. One of the little inaccuracies is that the black uniforms they didn't have those anymore by that point.
Well, I mean,
So-
we're talking an alternate history anyway. So.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was saying, so him wearing the black, that is kind of a probably like kind of
giveaway.
yeah. Well, I think it's like I was just kind of wondering if it was like again spaghetti western thing of like the bad guy in black,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
death, so to speak. I don't know, but I thought it was interesting because the black uniform was from before the war. They would have been wearing the gray that everyone else is wearing in that because they're all wearing SS uniforms in that scene.
Yeah.
That would also help put it away besides the fact that he does the wrong number 3.
Right. So did you guys know
Yeah.
that before they explained it?
No.
Because
I did
Yeah.
not. No.
I did.
I had already done college and grad school at this point, and specifically in grad school, a lot of German postdocs and graduate students there. So I learned that a long time ago that they do 3 with the thumb, index, and middle finger. And so when he
Yeah.
did that, I wasn't like positive that was a giveaway, but I was like, that's weird. Why did he do he's like, he's going to give himself away. And that was definitely it.
That's so funny. Yeah,
I think that was just
no,
a nail in the coffin, though. I
Because I'm assuming
I think the accent already got him, and then he was being hostile. I think he was
Right.
like he was already very suspicious, and he sees that, and he's like, all right, nope, that's it. It's definitely.
They're little tiny pistols.
Yeah.
Which leads to that scene's so wild because like it's so intense and that like the build up and then the shootout is crazy and then that like the interaction between Aldo Rain and the one surviving German guy is like super comical. Like,
why don't you try telling us what the fuck happened?
Well, I love when he does finally put down his gun. Then it's Bridget von Hammerstein who shoots him and kills him. Yeah.
You gotta have both sides armed being Mexican standoff. Yeah, we got grenades up here. We drop those in. You're dead anyways, man. Like think this through. You're in a basement, bro. You got one way out of this place, and I'm standing in it.
That is everything with that scene is so good. The way that they build the intensity and the conversation just goes for so long too.
Yep.
Like it is a great intense scene. Like and since I couldn't remember what happened, I couldn't remember if they make it out alive or not. I was on pins and needles too, just like the character, because I couldn't remember. Oh, I love it. I did remember the 3 though. When he did the 3, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's the wrong 3.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to do the 3. I was thinking he did it before the guy came over.
There is like a one funny like editing mistake in that scene. There's a part where the bartender and like the barmaid are playing the game, and then it pans back to the Basterds table, and the bartender's back behind the bar.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
This is not Stanley Kubrick, so it wasn't done on purpose.
No.
It would have been if it's him. It's done on purpose. That's how like he does it in The Shining with a chair. He does it in Eyes Wide Shut too with some stuff on the table. But it's all on purpose with him.
No, interesting.
That was a funny little take.
I mean, stuff like that happens. I mean, you're doing, but how many takes you're doing of this and editing it, like you don't remember exactly where they were, like little things like that.
Yes. No, that scene, and then the most like disturbing part of the entire movie comes right after that when Brad Pitt is interrogating Bridget. Sticks his finger in the bullet hole.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is just that's so brutal. And they did a good job filming that. And then I love how afterwards too, he just like shakes off his finger like it's just nothing.
Well, I mean, they have been scalping Nazis.
Those guys
have
seen some fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
The dude, the bear, beats him with a bat.
Love it.
I love that.
It's Eli Roth, the director of Hostel.
Yeah,
I really like him in this.
Yeah,
a little bit think
he was really good.
I a little bit wish he had. I'm not saying he didn't work out, but when they call him the Bear Jew and they say how intimidating he is, and he walks out, I think for that time it was perfect. But I think for viewing it even in 2009, I think it was a little bit on the small side. But yeah, he goes nuts on that. He goes nuts on that guy's head with the baseball bat in that scene.
He starts shouting about like baseball and like Ted Williams and
the Red Sox.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
This was I was still very much a fan of his at this time. I think this was before Hostel 2. No, I don't think it was after actually. But Hostel 2, I was like, ooh, I don't like that. I like the first one. Didn't like the second one.
Same.
And I haven't liked anything he's done since. So
I was trying to think of. I don't think I've seen anything he directed except for Hostel. I know he did. He did like the new Thanksgiving horror movie from.
That was actually okay. That was okay.
That's a good movie actually.
But before Hostel, he did Cabin Fever. That's worth watching.
Oh right. Yeah.
But I think he did an adaptation of the Stephen King book Cell. That's no good. I mean, the deck was kind of stacked against him there. That
he did this. No, I don't see that on his credits.
Maybe I am misremembering. I thought
maybe he wrote it.
Okay, and then like Green Inferno, I think.
It's like about cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, that was a rough watch. I didn't really care for that. So I feel like a lot of people complain about Hostel being torture porn. I'm like, it's not. It's not really. Like, there's some rough scenes in it, but like so much of it is like leading up to and like what happens after. And bringing it back to Tarantino for a second. Tarantino is the one who told him to have the guy who gets away to run over the two girls in the street when he sees them.
Uh-huh.
And because at first I guess nothing happens, they just walk away. Tarantino's like, no, you got to have him run them over. So, but anyways, I feel like after Hostel, he did just become kind of like a torture porn guy, and I just don't really like his movies.
Yeah, well, I know Green Inferno is the name of the film, the fake film in Cannibal Holocaust, which is a movie that the director of that actually like went to prison for making.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but I've seen him he acts in stuff sometimes. I was trying to think of like he's in Southland Tales, he's in Hostel.
That's
I'm
right.
trying to think of what else I've seen him in besides this, and he's in he's in the Thanksgiving trailer in Grindhouse.
He directed the Borderlands movie.
Oh,
That's
that's
right. I didn't
right.
see
He
that.
did.
I didn't see
Oh,
How that work
it's
out?
supposed to be one of the worst movies ever. Yeah. Yeah, I guess he's in his own stuff also, but
Oh,
no, I guess he's not in that much
he
stuff.
directed Hemlock Grove. I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting series. That's not bad.
I didn't realize he was that.
Yeah, he
character.
just did one episode of it.
Oh, okay.
The bear
Well,
juice stuff. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
such a
I
brutal
love
way
it.
to beat with a baseball bat. Like,
I
get
mean,
it.
that whole introduction scene with all the bastards and kind of what they've done to the Nazis is just so good.
It is. It's so great.
I
And he almost died making this movie.
Oh.
The guy that plays the third best Italian speaker, they got there because they're up there in the balcony during the fire scene, shooting, machine gunning down into the crowd.
Yeah.
And they actually set that set on fire, and the fire got out of control, and they're up, and the roof specifically caught on fire, and they're up by the roof of the set. And so they had to have medical attention. I don't know, but yeah, they said that if they had gone for another, like, I don't know how much time, then they would have probably died.
That's not a great way to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Similarly to when Land chokes out Bridget von Hammerschmidt, is that what it is?
yeah, she was really choked, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
Quentin Tarantino choked her.
Yeah.
And she gave permission, but he choked her till she passed out, which is very dangerous.
That's interesting because one of my notes is like, this is one of the most convincing choke scenes I've ever seen.
that was why they did it. Because
Usually they have their hands like down on their shoulders and you're not selling it at all. It's like, wow, she looks like she's really getting choked because she was. Okay.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino didn't like the
got her
fact
permission.
that in choking scenes it always like it looks like there's no actual like danger.
Right.
So
he wanted to see
he
actual
wanted-
fear in her eyes.
Yeah, which I like we said, mission accomplished.
And he wanted
They
he
got it
said
in one take, thankfully.
yeah.
She only had
he
to
said-
get choked once.
He said he wanted to do it because he wanted to take responsibility for her safety, I guess.
Murder?
Okay.
She
Yeah,
screwed up?
but she did agree to it. He told her what he was going to do, and she agreed to it, but it's still not great. But anyway, yeah, that's why it looks so good. That's why it looks so good.
It's kind
which,
of writing a line
I was
right
also
there.
reading that he didn't know that she was German, Diane Kruger, until like
He wasn't aware of her last name.
well, she was actually from Germany. Like she's
Okay.
actually from Germany.
Yeah.
Grew up in Germany, and he wasn't aware of that. He like privately. He had said in an interview that he was like based on watching her like in American stuff, which I'm guessing National Treasure. That's like her biggest movie before this. He probably thought he said he didn't expect that she'd be able to pull off the German dialogue properly, but and then turns out, oh no, she can't because she's actually German.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's funny.
She's great in this. I really
Yeah,
like
she
her
is.
in this
She's
movie
so
a
good.
lot.
She's so good.
More than I expected to.
Yeah, this and National Treasure are the only things that, oh, never mind. She's the main I know where I recognize. She's the main character in the American version of The Bridge.
I don't think I saw that. What's that about?
Oh man, you got to watch The Bridge. So there's this Dutch series called The Bridge. It's a Dutch Norwegian co-production, or I'm sorry, not Dutch, Danish Norwegian co-production. There's a bridge that goes between Denmark and Norway, and there's a murder on the bridge with the body left on the dividing line, and then when they go to move the body, it's been chopped in half at the dividing line.
Oh,
so
weird.
half the body is in Denmark and half the body is in Norway. So then they have a Danish cop and a female Norwegian police officer. She's on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
They never say it. They just kind of like it's shown through the actions of her character, and really well played, and has usually been really praised for that. And that went for 4 seasons. Really good show. You can watch it by subscribing to Novel, which is a streaming service that plays European shows with English subtitles. It's like $2 a month. So that's how I watched it. But then they made an American Mexican version of it for FX called The Bridge. There's just 2 seasons. And the first season is like a mirror image of the Danish show. And then the second season goes off in its own direction. And I find that one actually much more believable because that's dealing with El Paso and Laredo.
Okay.
and the cartels.
Right.
And I don't know, I find it much more believable than that, countries where they don't even have guns having, all this like gang violence. But anyway, she plays the female police officer that's on the spectrum and does an amazing job. She's really good in it.
All right. Yeah, I'll check those out.
Yeah, it's really cool because all the scenes that take place in Mexico are directed by a Mexican director and they're entirely in Spanish
Okay.
and stuff. So it's it's really cool. It's a really good show. Lyle Lovett is in it randomly.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to get off topic, but anyway, I was just looking through her stuff. I was like, what do I know her from? Because I mean, I've seen National Treasure once and I kind of don't like it. And then that's it. And then I was like, oh wait, nope, The Bridge. There it is. That's what I know her from.
Now, one of the actors that we haven't discussed yet that was actually really good in this movie. Oh, fuck. The guy that plays Zemo in One Thing and essentially.
Daniel Bruhl.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
There's only one thing does he have the mask in. So
that's right.
He's not Zemo in that shitty Civil War movie.
It's
Captain America.
He's Zemo in the good Civil War movie.
Yeah, Captain America: Civil War. He's in, and he's in the. He was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier show too.
Yes. And he has mask, I think, for like one scene, but he has the mask. Yeah, They definitely. I'm pretty sure they definitely gave him the mask. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't remember him having the mask. He was in the Cloverfield Paradox, also.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That could have been better.
Yeah, he does wear it in the show.
Could have been better. That's a
during
good way
a fight
to put
in War, he wears it.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't do much with it. No, I don't like the Civil War movie. You like that movie, Zach?
It's like maybe my third favorite.
I don't like it for a dumb reason.
Of the MCU.
I don't like my heroes fighting each other, and it irritated me. That's
what I liked about it. It was how they managed to do that. I don't know. I thought it was pretty genius.
No, a lot of people do.
I'm sure it comes from the comics, but
it does. I'm in the minority of this. It's just for me. It upset me, but that's a me problem.
I mean, I could see why that would upset you if that's not your thing.
I really like the characters and the actors, and I want to fight. Plus, I also like Baron Zemo a lot in general. And they just did nothing with that villain, and that upset me too, because he's a really good villain in the comic.
That's true.
I've got no comics baggage, so I'm easy to please. I know exactly. That's what I was arguing with. We talked about Superman recently, and it spiraled out of control because I really didn't like it, and everybody else did. And I'm like, yeah.
But we don't need to go there. But Daniel Bruhl, I like him as an actor in this too. Like he's good in this movie, and he actually gets to play a German character, actually, this time, a German villain, and does it well.
Yeah.
I really like all his interactions with, what is her name?
Shoshana.
Yeah. All their interactions are really good. How she doesn't really care about him, which makes perfect sense. Her whole family was killed by German Nazis. Like it makes sense that you don't like them, and like he's trying to be polite and nice to her until the end of their.
Well, I think it does a really good job of. I think it's a very realistic thing of, we're right, so why would you dislike me?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, a rational person in his position should expect every French person to want to spit in his face. And, you've been occupying their country. You violently overthrew their government 4 years ago. You've been occupying their country for 4 years. You think that they all love you just because they're not, like, actively trying to kill you? Like, It really strikes me as like it struck me as such a real performance. Like, yeah, he is so good in it. And he's like, a soldier who doesn't really like that he's become this like famous celebrity. He doesn't like all the stuff that goes along with it. He just wants to be like a regular soldier, and he just wants to be able to date a girl that he sees and thinks is pretty and likes film because he's a film buff. And
he doesn't understand how they're the bad guy.
Yeah, and he asked her if she likes Leni Riefenstahl, and he's like, you're an admirer of Leni Riefenstahl, and she's like, admirer is not the word that I would use.
Right.
It was like Hitler's top propaganda director, Leni Riefenstahl, Oscar-winning director Leni Riefenstahl.
But also at the same time, it makes sense because you can look at parallels from our country in 2026. How certain people are like, we're the good guys. Oh, we murdered somebody in cold blood. We're the good guys. Like,
well, and they don't even think that they did that. That's the thing is they just
It was we didn't murder. He did that. Someone wasn't murdered in cold blood. They were murdered in self-defense.
Yeah,
I know,
like
when you self-defend yourself, you got to make sure you pump that trigger a few times. That person that's driving away from you might turn around. Right?
Yeah, the thing is, it's like 40% of Americans
Yeah.
It's like 40% of the people in the United States that think they're on the right side of things. And they don't go around thinking like, yeah, we're killing all the Mexicans and the gays and so on. They think that they're, with the side that is anti-pedophile somehow and so
I
on,
mean, at this point,
Putting
if you
away
don't,
drug lords. Go us.
Mhm.
But we're pardoning
If
other
you-
drug lords.
Right.
we're pardoning actual drug lords and overthrowing people that are suspected of being drug lords. There's a difference. Once if he was proven to be one, then he'd be pardoned. It just depends how much money you hand one single person. That's all that matters. I'm pretty sure that's how some of these people have gotten off. Like, we'll give you millions of dollars to pardon me. Okay.
I want to correct myself. Leni Riefenstahl did not win the Oscar. I was incorrect. She won the Venice Film Festival, not the Oscars.
I mean, was it before the war or during the war?
Yeah, before the war, 1935, Triumph of the Will. She made that. It's the documentary she made that got the Germans the Olympics in 36.
Yep.
They didn't know, like,
Propaganda
in 1935, I don't think people really knew, like, what... I mean, also, not Germany wasn't that... I mean, there was shit, but not compared to what comes.
Yeah, I mean, we had an inkling. We knew about the early Holocaust by then.
Oh, okay.
That's why we boycotted the 36 Olympics. We didn't send any... We still sent athletes.
Right?
Yeah, we sent athletes to it, but we didn't send... I believe we didn't send officials. Maybe we didn't. I know that FDR decided not to boycott them because he thought it would be better to see Americans defeating Germans and all that. So, but yeah, Triumph of the Will's 35. We've discussed before in our Star Wars episodes that the medal ceremony at the end of A New Hope is a shot-for-shot remake of a scene from Triumph of the Will.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So it's studied. Triumph of the Will is studied in film schools for being kind of revolutionary, like for the way it does a lot of the shots and stuff. But anyway, that's Leni Riefenstahl, female director who made lots of propaganda films for the Nazis and was a big film director before the war as well. And then continued to make movies after the war. Somehow we were just like, no, that's cool. You can keep making movies.
You only help genocide happen.
you
It's
know.
okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that fits America also, so pretty well.
Yeah, I really would have, I don't know why, I just assumed that Riefenstahl never made anything after World War II, and then I'm looking and she had one movie after World War II, so, and it looks like it was one that she had started before the war. But
Maybe someone's like, okay, we'll pay you to finish it, and then we're done with it.
yeah, I'm curious about how it ended up being made. It was a musical called Lowlands, but
I was also surprised in this movie how much talking there is. This movie is tons and tons of just dialogue and not in English, that we mentioned earlier, and it works.
Yeah, it's great. I like the dialogue moves the needle well throughout the course of the movie.
yeah, it's Tarantino, like that is, no one would ever doubt that is like where he shines, is having people sit around and talk, and you just become enraptured by it,
Because like we haven't even, like one of the like wildest scenes, like most tense scenes in the whole movie is when Landa has the dessert with Shoshana and talks to her, and holy cow, is that scene tense.
Yeah.
For like, because you don't know if he knows,
And then he orders milk for her.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Does he know?
And yeah, so you're
I
like,
think-
does he know? Like,
I feel like no.
I don't think
he
does.
wouldn't.
I think he knows.
Yeah, so it's a question. Would he allow the movie to be held in her? Because he's in charge of the security, but he can't really defy Goebbels, and Goebbels wants to have the movie at her cinema. He's convinced of it, but then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he knows.
I think the milk thing is just coincidence to freak her out further.
Yeah,
I mean, like not like he's not
it
trying
might
to. I
be-
mean, it's just like
Like
for the
it's-
movie.
I read a thing that
That just freaks out the fans.
a fan theory that he ordered strudel for both of them, or does he order it just for himself?
It was for both of them.
Both
I
of
thought.
them.
It's for both of them, right? And that and that strudel was fried in pork fat, and so it would be like kind of like a
Like a
Jewish
test,
person,
right?
yeah, a test to see if she's. I don't know if that's actually true. I mean, it is true. I don't know if that's why it was done, but it could be a test to see. Oh, will she eat?
I believe that. Yeah.
Because
he maybe
Jews did not eat strudel
she's-
specifically. Yeah, he might or he might just suspect that she might be Jewish.
So he uses that as a
Right.
way to check.
It's like a litmus test.
That's interesting. I do really appreciate that after he leaves and she like freaks out and like they give you that moment of her freaking out. Okay.
Yeah.
I needed that because I needed her to breathe for a second. Yeah, that's all done really well. That whole scene. It's just this movie it's 5 chapters, right? And then in each chapter, it's like build tension, build tension, build tension, build tension, break it, and like just
Good.
wash, rinse, repeat, and it's all done very well.
Yeah.
I was surprised how much I enjoyed this movie and how much this movie works. And stuff with Goebbels, like when they say Hitler's number 2, I was like, oh, yeah, it's 1944. That's right, because Rudolf Hess already decided to go invade Britain. That worked out great for him. So I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because Rudolf Hess was number 2 until he went crazy. Also, the fact that they mentioned Martin Bormann, or Bowman, whatever the hell his name was, I like that touch because he is not one of as well. I think I'm correct in this. Not as many as well-known people that was in Hitler's cabinet as like Hermann Göring and Himmler.
Right.
Are
And Bormann. Yeah.
because he came later. He actually was a secretary to somebody else. I can't remember who he worked for. I think it might have been Hess, and then he just kept getting more and more power because he was smart. He didn't end.
Yeah,
He didn't survive the war either.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I think they gunned him down or hung him. I can't remember. He got murdered though by somebody.
Oh, you're talking about Martin Bormann?
Yeah, he got murdered, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure he got killed before the war was over, but I don't
I
remember.
can't remember if he tried to escape or what happened. But yeah, no, I knew he didn't make it out of it.
Oh, no. He was killed. I know that he was one of the ones that he was convicted. Like they had a trial for him even though he was dead at Nuremberg.
Okay.
But I don't remember.
Can't remember his fate. But the fact that they reference him in this movie kind of made me smile. That because he's someone that's not as known, I feel like, in the zeitgeist when it comes to history of this. And the fact that that the woman that Joseph Goebbels is sleeping with, like, that's accurate. I don't remember if that's the woman, but he was having an affair with somebody. I do know that part is true. He did have an affair, and Hitler got mad at him.
You're talking about Göring?
Yeah, no, Goebbels.
Not Göring. Goebbels. Yeah.
Yeah, he did have an affair with somebody, and I can't. I'm not 100% sure if that was the same. Like that character is based on the real person that he had an affair with. I just know he did, and then Hitler got mad at him because Hitler was his best man at the wedding. Here's your fun fact. What you asked for.
I did not know that. I know he's another one. Goebbels is another one that got away with it.
Yep.
He took a bullet to the head.
Yeah, same as Hitler. I mean, he did the same thing as Hitler. Took cyanide and then shot himself.
Yeah, don't forget he killed all his kids first.
Right, and I looked it up. Bormann. They found basically another Nazi officer found Bormann's body.
Okay.
So he claimed that he died. So it's possible that he actually lived, but unlikely. But
well, Donnie and Omar take him out in excellent fashion in this.
Yes, I love it. I love
universe.
it.
I love that whole scene because they take out the guards too, and that part is so fucking gangster.
I love that part with the
wrist guns.
Oh
my,
yes.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
So cool.
Like this, especially because Donnie takes out the first one and it's like shocking him, and Omar has to make moves to take out the other guy. And oh, is he gonna get there? But they're very well practiced at killing Nazis, so he makes it in time. And then they just fucking blow in and just take him out, and it's so satisfying.
And they just keep. I mean, they have to know that they're not going to get out of this place alive because of the fire, and they're just I mean, they don't care. They're just gunning down everybody. They're like, our lives don't matter. We're going to stop this. We're going to stop the Nazis. Because it is true. If you didn't kill all the top people, the war wouldn't have stopped. You had to kill
Lando was totally correct in when he was talking with Aldo Rain about if you don't take all of them out tonight, the war still goes.
Yeah, you had to stop, and that's so accurate.
But little did they all know, the most epic side plot was also about to unfold at that movie theater with the one that got away. Shoshana's whole plan is so fucking good.
Her plan's the reason it worked.
I love it.
Yeah.
Her whole thing is so fucking good.
I love it with this is the face of Jewish revenge or justice.
And then they do so good with filming it too, with where you see her face in the smoke when the theater's on fire.
Oh, that's the best.
A specter over them. Yes, I love it.
That was so good. As it's just turning into this inferno, and it's so satisfying.
It's such a good scene. And I mean, I feel like had her plan not been a thing, they wouldn't have succeeded. Well, I mean, they still would have shot Hitler, but when they would have shot Hitler, because they didn't know obviously that the fire was going to happen and what they were doing, everyone else would have got away.
Because they wouldn't have, the doors wouldn't have been locked.
No, they would have just
because-
ran out the door, and so
Yeah,
the dynamite
'cause-
wouldn't have went off.
What Marcel is the one who locks all of the people in the lower like floor.
Yeah.
So that they're
So
trapped.
they're all fucked.
Yeah, but yeah, so like if that part isn't occurring, like yeah, Donnie and Omar take out Hitler and Goebbels, but then everybody else gets away. Or they still rain down gunfire from the balcony, which like that part is really satisfying too.
It is.
When all those people are just trapped in there and it's just burning inferno and those two guys are just gunning people down still.
They're like, we're making sure nobody leaves this building alive. Like we are, but it's
They're
war. I mean,
thorough.
to be fair, in this case, it really is the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Because
Oh yeah.
you need to stop this war and save more life. You have to kill these people.
Yeah.
Technically, you have to kill 5 people, but you have it makes sense from that standpoint. I keep using that quote. Damn it, I love that quote.
Yeah.
I use that quote because sometimes when I make decisions, I actually do use that quote, the needs of the many out, and I use that as a reference when I make some of my decisions in life at times.
Fair.
I don't love that movie from what I remember, but I love that quote. I need to rewatch it.
That whole theater unfolding.
It's so good.
It's so good.
And the scene when she's in the projector room and like she, tells the guy not to come in there, and when he does finally come in there anyway, and he gets mad, like when she's like, lock the door, he's like, why? We only have a few minutes. And I like how it doesn't click what she's referencing, because she's not going to do it. She's just lying to him. But I really do like that. The only part that got me is like, you shot him in the back. Why don't you shoot him in the head once just to finish the job?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that there was no like double tap to check was like, this rookie mistake, kid.
Yeah.
He's not a soldier.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know how I would react if I was ever in a position like that. I'm 99.9% positive I never will be, but because I'm not gonna join the military. So yeah, like I feel like you just sometimes like don't just make sure it's done.
I feel like I'm putting all of the bullets that I have in my magazine or clip into that person.
Yeah, though
Oh,
she
for sure.
she
That
did.
situation, like unload.
Yeah, I will say she fired while the gunfire was going on in the movie.
Yeah.
So she may
timed
have,
it
she may have
super well.
right. She may have been worried that if she kept shooting, that people would hear it.
And notice wait, this ain't the movie.
Right.
That's fair too.
That's
I was
fair.
thinking the same thing. I love how it's timed with the movie because the scene is just him gunning down soldiers in a bell tower. Like that was a good scene.
That whole thing is so. I couldn't help but think when because he makes the line about how 300 men haven't been able to like refuse me or whatever, and then she kills him or she shoots him, and I'm like, you know what, justice.
No man can defeat me. I'm no man. Yeah, like that one, that line. So yes,
That was too just him being like his own like hubris. He's like, well, I've killed 300 people. Like, what
Yeah,
do
in
you
a
think?
tower
Like,
with
what
a
are you gonna
rifle.
do? Like, right?
I mean, there's a difference. A sniper has. I mean, I can't quote Sniper Wolf, unfortunately, but she kind of says the same thing. Like a sniper has an advantage. You have to get to them first. So it's hard to get to them unless you have artillery.
You know,
If you have range. Yeah. Please go.
oh no, I was say just to back up a minute. We were talking about. Well, I guess technically back up in our discussion, but go forward in the movie. We were talking about the part where they start the fire, right?
Right.
Actually, no, it's not. It's before that. They're setting up to set the trap essentially, and they have that David Bowie song, "Cat People," putting out fire. Oh, it's so good. I really like that
Yeah.
song as it is. Great song, but it fits so perfectly here. It's like putting out fire with gasoline. Sorry,
Yeah.
I can't
That
sing
was
at
a
all,
good-
even when I don't have a cold.
That was a good David Bowie song.
Yes.
Yeah, it really,
I'm not
really
even a
good use of
big
it.
David Bowie fan. Like, well, I say that I'm about to go see a movie he was in that's 40 years old here in about 2 hours.
Is it out in
But
theaters again?
You're
Yes.
about to. Oh wow.
Why is it never in theaters near me?
It's in theaters for this weekend only, and we missed the earlier
Alright.
showing, so we're going today. But
That's cool.
I don't listen to a lot of his music. But here, I have never heard the song before, but I'm like, I like this song. It was good. You're right. Just the fact that it's like, everything it says, like, yeah, this is perfect. Really good. Well done. Well done choice of music for this.
Yeah, the soundtrack for this movie is really well done.
Yeah. It's really good. It's a lot of music that like kind of modern music that goes but fits really well.
I think we're running out of things to say here. Oh, one little small comment, because I'm watching the movie in the background as we're talking. When he goes to the theater and he's like, and Goebbels like, I'll take some stuff from the Louvre and put here. I'm like, man, you fucking thief. That's what I was thinking in my head.
Oh.
Because I'm like, hey, the French Museum, it doesn't matter. Like, you're like, I don't care. So that's what I thought of.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about France.
No, they were a little upset when they lost it, though. That's for sure. But they don't care.
The French.
Right. Any other scenes that we should cover? Oh, I guess the ending. Like, you have the whole thing when Brad Pitt gets captured, and like when Hans essentially, makes a deal with the general.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about earlier, but I do love the fact that they do put the scar on him. That's so perfect.
Yeah, he puts the Nazi symbol there, the swastika on his forehead.
It's a good ending to the movie.
That's such like and I mean, like his whole mantra with that is so like cool because he's like, you can take off your Nazi uniform and nobody will ever fucking know, but like even if you're not wearing the uniform, like you're still a horrible person. So I'm gonna make sure the world knows that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's very like in a very different way, but applicable today, right? Where like people say anything on the internet because it's so faceless. Like
they think it is.
Well, right, and so.
Well, only certain things.
I can just be in my home and I'm a good person, even though I'm an asshole to somebody on the internet who like they're like, oh, I'm an upstanding citizen of this fine country.
I mean, to go with a other topical thing, when somebody's finally out of office in a few years and everybody puts away their red hats, he still wore the red hat. Doesn't change.
Oh yeah. Yes. Right.
I mean, there's a neighbor I pass by all the time that has a fucking Trump sign in their window, and I'm just waiting one day when that Trump sign's not there anymore. I've seen some people take down their Trump stuff, but this is one of the idiots I wants everyone to know that he's a racist.
Yeah, and like,
and then some.
Especially in like you're in Minnesota. I feel like you're in like the hotbed of America for
right now. We are.
Well, like you were before, like you have been prior as well. It's like the whole George Floyd thing. With, like this is the second time. Yeah, Minnesota's been the hot spot.
Yeah,
it's I mean, I'm proud of the city I'm in because they are protesting the fuck out of ICE and the government right now, and I'm like, I'm not there, guys, but I applaud everything you're doing, city. So they are. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, where I live, I'd say 9 out of 10 people think y'all are all a bunch of terrorists.
That's insane to me.
That is. So...
I live in Southeast Texas.
Yeah,
so.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's so crazy.
It confounds me how much people can still continue to support what the fuck is going on. I just it never made sense to me. It never made sense to me.
Well,
but further down we go, how can you keep going along with this?
I mean,
I think the rank and file don't know what's going on, right? They're willfully misinformed.
Yeah.
Like I heard a guy, an old man this morning at my church, which is a very, progressive church, but, all sorts of people go there. And the guy, he mentioned Maduro and said, the guy wants every American baby to die. I'm like, where do you hear this shit? Where do you get this shit? Like, I don't even know what to say to that. Like,
what you do is you quote a line that would be that's not in this movie, that could be in this movie. You say a lie big and you say it often, and they will believe you.
Well, and that's the thing is like that guy is like a nice guy. He's probably a very nice person, but he's been lied to so thoroughly that he believes what's happening. Like I said, my students are like nice, sweet kids, but I guarantee when they turn 18, 80% of them will vote Republican in every election for the rest of their adulthood.
That's what they've been told to do.
Because they've been indoctrinated since childhood. And so I think it's kind of crazy. We ask like, how can people still be supporting Trump? And I'm like, because they're fed propaganda.
Yeah.
They're fed propaganda nonstop, and they have very little access to outside information. The thing is, no, they have access. They choose not to access any other information.
Well, because you're taught that the propaganda is the truth and the other stuff is lies.
Yeah, well, and I think religion goes a lot into that, is the magical thinking of being told since you're a child, oh, here's this thing full of fantastical stuff that couldn't possibly happen, but you have to believe it. And if you don't believe it, you're going to hell. And so you just kind of like internalize, and not everybody, but a lot of people internalize this like kind of idea of like, no, I have to believe the things I believe, no matter what, no matter any evidence. I should say I go to church for my wife, but anyway, in case I wasn't clear, but it's not to denigrate all people that, because I used to be more religious, but I think that there is kind of like, it can lead to, does not lead to, but can lead to kind of this willingness to believe what you believe and refuse to examine it.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, we're seeing it, right? I mean, that's so much what's happening right now. Like, I mean, when Musk made the Nazi salute, that should have been the end of it right there for him. Nope. It took a bit, but, like, you can't. And it's just propaganda gets into people and they start believing bullshit. And partly it's because when somebody's in power, we as a people in general, as humans, want to grovel to someone in a sense. Not the right word here, but we're going to go with it. And that's partly what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two impulses in man toward power, is either to grovel or to resist, right? There's people where if someone's in power, my instinct is to say fuck them. Whether they're Republican or Democrat or whatever else they are, my just general like mentality is fuck the man, fuck anyone that's in power. Like, and then you have the other mentality is, well, someone's in power, then I should probably follow that, right? Like, I should probably listen to them.
I wasn't like until 2016. I mean, I voted. Yeah, I did my part. I'd vote in the in the general elections, but I wasn't really like I wouldn't have considered myself Democrat or Republican. I was like, okay, whatever. I don't give a shit about anything of this. But then once I saw 2015 leading up to the first time with Trump, I'm like, he's a fucking Nazi. Like, I remember seeing it. And then, I mean, could not believe the 2024 version is a fucking fascist Nazi 100% of the way what we're dealing with now. But like, that's the part where I'm like, what the, like, how people, like, did you guys not see what happened in Nazi Germany? Like, come on now.
Yeah, I was a moderate until I think 2005, and then I was in grad school and specialized in the Cold War and studying American history and studying American history in the 1950s, 1960s, 70s, and 80s radicalized the hell out of me, to be totally honest. That was when I just became like, oh, fuck America, fuck everything.
It took a while.
Yeah,
for me, because I turned 18. I had my only kid, and so my whole life was just my son. Like, I worked and did other things, but I didn't watch documentaries. I didn't learn as much as I have later on. I mean, I was starting to go more Democrat just because, like, I needed stuff from the system. Like, we were poor and things like that. I had a shitty job. So then I started to become much more Democratic in general. I'm like, yeah, people do need this. Like, why are you trying to take this away from people? And then, but like younger in life, where I grew up in middle class and things are okay, and I grew up in Milwaukee, which is a racist city to begin with, like, I was probably I would have voted Republican had things in my life not changed. Not gonna say I would vote for Trump. I would ever voted for Trump, but I was definitely like more, I didn't see everything the way I did later.
No, understandable. My first presidential election, I voted for Bush, so
I'm the youngest one here by a decent chunk, because I'm a couple, like 4 or 5 years younger than Mike even.
I graduated in 06.
So like, yeah, I graduated in 2010. So the first presidential election I voted was 2012.
That's a good one.
I have been a staunch Democratic supporter of the presidential elections in all of my voting years.
Good.
That's good.
I mean, at this point, I don't even give a shit who the Democrat is. I'm voting Democrat because fuck them right now. Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, I live in the greater Seattle area, so I live in a super like blue place, which is honestly, I prefer it that way. There's a reason I live there. There's a multitude of reasons that I live where I do. That is one of them.
I'm jealous. I've been wanting to get out since I was like a teenager. I wish I had, but
yeah. But at least you're not being persecuted. Like, you're not, which is, you can fit in and not be like, I worry about friends of mine that live in red states that are not, the state is not friendly to them with their laws. And that really worries me. Speaking to someone in general who's probably listening to this podcast. But like, and that's something that makes me worry. Like, I told most people that I know, I'm like, just move up to Minnesota. Like, get the fuck out of some of these red states. Like, depending, I mean, I don't think anything bad is really going to happen, because I think our fewer is pretty good at fucking himself over. So I don't think we're going to see, I really do think come this year, we're going to see things start to change, and he's going to lose a lot of his power. The last 2 years of the presidency is my opinion and my hope. Time will tell.
I'm hopeful.
I have to be. Like, people are like, how can you be hopeful? Like, I have to be. Like, that's just in my personality. I have to be hopeful, because the other option I'm not okay with. So, anything else to say about this movie? Anybody else want to recite their politics? Hey, it fits the movie. It fits the timing of this movie and everything. It's the purpose of this movie. So, hey. All right, let's go to Shelf Stacker Box, and I'm going to lead us in. This is going on the shelf. I really had a great time rewatching this movie. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this, and just meant so much more to me rewatching it now as an adult. So, going on the shelf, and damn fucking good movie. Kerry.
Oh, shelf. It's on the shelf behind me right now. Yeah, absolutely on the shelf. This is excellent movie. Like I said, Tarantino's, probably my second favorite director. This is, not my favorite film of his. It's probably in the top 5 or 6 though. So
And
absolutely.
Kyle.
I will put this on the shelf as well. This movie was a fantastic watch. This is a 2.5-hour movie that does not feel like it's 2.5 hours when you watch it because it's so like you're just so encapsulated by it, and so it's fantastic. It's a great ride. Definitely on the shelf.
I think that this is a phenomenal movie. Probably my favorite Tarantino film, but that could be recency bias. There's so many good ones to pick from. This absolutely goes on the shelf for me, and yeah, like Kerry, it is on my shelf. I have looking at the Blu-ray right now.
No, I'm really glad that we did that, like that this happened. Makes me happy. Just makes me happy to have this movie now be part of the podcast catalog. So
Good one.
I think we should go to plugs. Zach, where can we find you at?
You can find me on Absolutely the Best Podcast, A Work in Progress, where we've already covered all the MCU movies. We've ranked them. We have an order to that. Not everybody agrees with, but we've started doing the Alien and Predator movies, which has been really fun. And you said this episode's coming out the 21st. You said, right?
Yep.
Okay,
21st,
so
7 p.m.
then
out
we should already have out an episode where we did something pretty different. Had Phoebe Stanton from Nerds of Broadcast along with TB, her co-host, and then Colby, who's been helping out on my show quite a bit lately, and Bill Tucker from A Gamer Looks at 40. The 5 of us discussed the 8 2D and 2D-ish Metroid games and like mathematically scored them all and ranked them according to that. And it was really fun. So that's out now that this episode you're talking about is out. It comes out on the 18th, so it should be out. And that was a lot of fun. I want to try to do more stuff like that. Not that I don't have fun doing the other stuff, but that was a blast.
It's fun sometimes going out your comfort zone for different content. I am going to have a Metroid episode 2 later this year, which you'll be on.
Nice.
First time on a Metroid episode of this show, but that's because I am going to try to celebrate a lot of those anniversaries that are happening this year. I'm going to try. Yeah. But I also want to make sure enough time passed from the time your episode released to the time I record one.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even worry about that. But yeah, the 40th, I think, isn't until August. And I wasn't going to wait that long. Plus, we were talking about North America and European versions only because that's what we would have played. And then that's not until 2027 for the 40th anniversary.
Oh, I'm going by this.
Right. I mean, that's for you. I think that makes sense for what you're doing. I was trying to come up with reasons to not wait until August.
You don't need to. I mean, the year is good enough. Do it when you want to. All right. And Kerry.
Hey, I'm on Twitch and YouTube as Keroseta, Kerooseta. I originally made the channel for filming myself modifying, repairing video game consoles. I don't do a lot of that these days as the Fuhrer's tariff policy has made it a little out of my price range. But I do a lot of just streaming whatever video games I'm playing. Most recently, I've been doing a Shields only run of Elden Ring. So if you think that watching me torture myself like that is fun, then come check it out.
And if you enjoyed this episode, over 900 other episodes of this podcast, we do movies, TV shows, video games, comics. We have a lot of content, so check all that out. If you want to support the show, we do have Patreon. A little dog vote in our Patreon poll. We have 2 polls right now, so check that out for January and February for sure. And if you donate $10 or more, we'll plug your podcast or YouTube show every episode I make in a month, and I make a shit ton. Like these lovely people, Phoebe Stanton, which you already kind of heard. She's Nerds of Broadcast, and she also has a Twitch and YouTube channel. Let's Play Princess, so check her out. See a link in the show notes to that. And check out Zach's podcast. You already heard him mention that, so check out those out. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join our Discord. It's free. We're always happy to have new people join us and chat with us. So you will see a link in the show notes to that. Or just lurk. I'm fine with that too. I don't care. Make the number go up, make me smile. So there's that. And I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro creators, Helena at Hell Has Free. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And check out Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. And his new podcast just started, Carrying My Cross, if you're looking for a religious podcast. So check that out too. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and review us for your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Arrivederci.